Greetings, everybody. It's Jim. You know, when I started my game store in the 1990s, it was just out of my garage apartment in Wesleyville, Pennsylvania. I had just done it to soften the blow to my wallet to my gaming hobby. Right, really, right? I've been collecting since I was 6, and it can get expensive for a 25-year-old guy. So I found out about distribution, got an account, got a license, and the next thing you know, Castle Archon is born, right? And I sold all of my friends at 25% off and everybody else at 10% off. The majority of it was really Dungeons and Dragons material. And, you know, but it got a little bit busier and busier as I got more clientele. And I actually got some display cases from the computer store I was working at, and they just had some old ones they just let me have. And in this little garage, all of a sudden I was starting to fill it with product and such, and I was doing pretty good. It was a slow build, but it was definitely building, and it was quite exciting. But then a game came along and changed all that, and that is Magic the Gathering. This isn't a surprise story to most of you, but I got in at Legends, and man, it exponentially grew. You know, I mean, at first it was like, wow, this is a really cool game, and we got into it, but it started to spread like wildfire, and people started coming from out of state to my little garage apartment to buy packs. So much so that my landlady, who also happened to be the mayor of Wesleyville, said, Jim, this is a zoning problem now. I mean, you've got a legit business. You've got to find a real shop. So I went down to Buffalo Road, the main strip in Wesleyville, Pennsylvania, got my own place, and really this was actually, I mean, as much as that was the birth of Castle Archon in that garage apartment, this was definitely the adulthood of it. It was just an exciting time and met so many opportunities with gaming, and I even made some of the prices nationally for Scry magazine, starting with issue number 3. There was about 40 of us that made prices for the entire nation. It was a pretty exciting time to be into gaming. So to give you an idea of how much of a heart attack I can have about these cards, you know, sometimes, because any of these cards can be worth tens of thousands of dollars, you know, but the thing is, any of these I used to sell for $10 to $20 a pop. I remember it was like yesterday, a Shivan Dragon was actually worth more than a Black Lotus at one time at $25, just because it was the Shivan Dragon. It was the big old dragon, right? Everybody wanted it, real big and powerful, right? But, you know, lo and behold, the thing is I'm talking to you about today, though, is, you know, I got out of playing Magic the Gathering long before I stopped selling it. You know, I mean, I had to sell it, you know, it made money. But I got bored of it, you know, I was like, okay, and I had a love-hate relationship with it as well, because as much as it did a lot of good for the industry, it did a lot of bad, not on its own faults, just because there was so much money involved that, you know, especially in a poor area, you know, like I'm from Wesleyville and Erie, Pennsylvania in general, the worst of the worst came out of the woodwork, you know, and I'd see people trying to rip each other off, adults trying to rip off young kids, just plain theft of like these decks that were worth $500, $700. It was really, there was a lot that I disliked about it. But anyway, I didn't play for actually decades, you know. I mean, I'd play on and off and stuff like that. But lately, I got back into going online to play, and I just wanted to have something to do. But I didn't want to get into a money pit, so I thought it was just going to be very temporary, just to see what was going on. But all of a sudden, I find out that it was a lot more to it right now, and I don't have to even pay a thing. As much as I'm still not going to get into the money pit aspect of Magic the Gathering, I'm seeing where they're going with the industry, with the game, and I think they've got something good going here. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about why you should be playing Magic the Gathering Arena. Guys, I know you have a friend out there that loves historical war games, and this is for you. Civil War stocking stuffers. These games normally can go for up to $89, and right now they're going for $39. Columbia Games has never done a discount like this before. I mean, there's been a shaved a few bucks off, maybe 10, 25%, but not this much. And this is a great stocking stuffer. I mean, granted, they won't really fit into your stocking, but they're priced right. And so go out there to Columbia Games right now and grab these. It ends December 8th. Or maybe just get one for yourself. Alright, so let's start with the first thing first about Magic the Gathering Arena. You could practically play for free, okay? And I kid you not, when you get in, you get a few packs, and you could almost expect that. But the thing is, as you play every day, you get quests. They have to reset every day, but you also get experience for playing, and they just end up giving you packs upon packs. If you make another level, you get another pack. I mean, there's always ways to get new packs, and you spend it by getting your gold. There's golden gems, and then there's also codes to start you off. There's like 15 to 20 codes that you can get right now. The description's down below of the ones that I've got, and they give you 3 packs of every set practically. I mean, they start you off with tons, and then you have your wild cards. Now I'll show them up here. It says I got 2 common, 18 uncommon, 1 rare. Basically what it does is instead of buying rare cards like you would at a store like mine, you would just say, oh, I got a wild card, I want to redeem it, and you get any rare card you want. Okay, now they sell rare wild cards for like $5 or something like that, and that's smart on their part because they want to make that residual money. They don't care about making cards so expensive that they're $40 because they don't get anything out of that. So you can get them here, so you can actually play with any card in the game without any money. And as you open new packs, you actually get, like you open up 6 packs, you'll get a rare wild card, and you'll get rare uncommon cards. Now mythic cards are a little bit different. Mythic rares, you have to open up 30 packs or so, but you can even get these wild cards as you're opening packs. All right, so there's a lot of opportunity to just get a lot of cards for free. You don't have to pay a dime. And another thing is the fact that the cards are actually quite affordable. Decks come in packs of 8, but they only cost 200 gems, and like as you can see here, 750 gems is $4.99. Okay, and when you consider that you get golden packs right up here up at the top left, if you buy the latest packs, which is the Caverns of Ixalan, you buy 10 of them, or you purchase 10 of them with gold, the free stuff that you get, or gems, you'll get a golden pack which has all kinds of rares and mythic rares. Okay, so they're doing everything to give you more and more for pretty cheap. At least right now, they're trying to get this going so it becomes a thing. Will it replace the physical game? I almost think it'll become 2 separate games. And why is that? Well, let me tell you. So one of the first things I'll say is how quick the game plays online. With the exception of maybe taking somebody that's just trying to figure out things and just taking too long, the game plays very, very quick. And it's not just because of the interface, it's also because of the way the game has changed throughout the years. Like I said, I thought the game had gotten a little bit stale, but now I've reinvestigated it, and there's just a lot going on. They've definitely taken some cues from Yu-Gi-Oh! And maybe some other games. A lot of going back into your library and looking for cards, or looking through your graveyard and pulling something out, or upgrading a card that's on the field. This is definitely Yu-Gi-Oh! And upgrading it to another card. And the idea that there's tons of things out about when you play a card, if you play another card of something, this card does this to this card, or this card puts counters on that. As these bookkeeping things have increased, the physical game's gone much, much slower. Okay, now I don't think they're ever going to try to make, Magic the Gathering non-physical. Okay, do they definitely want people to play the computer version? Absolutely. But do they? I think they just can't get away from making the physical stuff. There's that collectible aspect of it. And it would just tick off a lot of people. I mean, they have all these cards, right? But at the same time, there is somewhat of a separation of the game as well. And that comes into alchemy cards. So let's get into that. Alchemy cards are a subset of every set in the game now. And basically, they're to the side. And they even have their own gaming format. Okay, so the point is of most of these, some of these are pretty powerful. But I think the real reason is because most of them have to do with what I was saying before, where there's so much upkeep to the cards themselves that they slow down the game considerably if they were in a physical format, whether it be going into your library and picking out 3 cards, putting a counter on it, or just keeping track of things that grow every turn. This way, the computer could track it all for you, because if you were playing with a lot of these cards, I mean, playing one of them in a deck might be okay, but man, when you can play up to 4 in a deck, there was just a lot of combinations and stuff going on people would just go nuts, and you'd be there for an hour just to play one turn. So Wizards of the Coast is doing a really good job of getting everybody to just kind of get a reason to keep on playing. They give you tons of packs. They give you an opportunity to win about 2 packs a day for free. But they also are doing something smart with marketing-wise, and I've used this in my marketing. They do everything in their power to get you to crack open that wallet the first 1 or 2 times. You know, they make a sweetheart deal. They got a welcome bundle, which is like $5, and it's easily worth $25. And then they have a new adventurer bundle, which is $15, but easily worth $50 on up, I think. I think it might be even worth $60. I don't remember. I've already purchased them. So, you know. But, I mean, for only $20, it was definitely worth it. And if you've played for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you're going to consider those. And you probably should if you've played that long, right? But then at that point, you know, the games are, the packs are still, not exactly unaffordable. And you get the bonus packs there. So as long as you have a modicum of resistance and responsibility, you won't go off the deep end if you actually play online. Now, even then, if you were frugal as all get out like I am, you may just play for free forever if you're allowed to. So how does Magic make money off of people like that? Well, the truth is they've already had a research into it from a game called Fortnite. Now they don't have anything to do with Fortnite. That's by Epic Games. But Fortnite, everybody knows about it. It's the game it's a shooting game that's online for free. Fortnite makes their money off of first off, everybody going to Epic Games and using their platform like Steam, but also because of merchandise. You could buy avatars here, for $500. Sleeves, believe it or not, non-physical sleeves, and you could pay, you can pay it with gold too if you want to. But if you want it now, you could just pay $600, which is probably about $4, and get it. And if you're playing it for any length of time, I could see people doing this. I mean, they obviously do it with Fortnite and merchandise and everything, so that's how they're definitely making their money. I think when you're talking about if they try to get everybody to play even for free, they're going to make money even more because it'll just be that much more popular. So even the people that wouldn't pay, like me, that think Magic's a physical money pit, I would play online, and I'm just one more cog in the machine to make it more popular, and they make money en masse. As well as gold, you also gain experience points. Now, there's a little bit of a difference here. As you go up in experience points, as you can see, I got all these packs that I've gained here, and you got these things called orbs. You go to the mastery tree here, and you can just put orbs on something, and these are where you get, this month you're getting card styles, different card styles for the packs, which is kind of cool. It's making one thing about this game online is they're really making it more available for more artists to make more money. So if it were ever to happen, which I don't expect it to happen, where the physical game goes away, they're not going to lose as much as they might lose employees from packing and shipping and stuff like that. They're going to gain employees by all the artwork that are going to require for all these bonuses and such. Now, another thing about the Mastery Tree, as you can see, I'm already at level 25. You can get the Mastery Pass for about, I think that's about $15-20 here. But if you play this a lot, you will get the second row, and it happens retroactively. If I paid it right now, I would get all these cards, extra mythic rewards, even some gems back, which is kind of funny. They do this thing constantly. It's almost like a slot machine thing. You put your money in, and they always give you these little payouts. They're not really much, but there's something, right? And they do that a lot in the tournaments, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But basically, yeah, if you unlock the Mastery Pass, I would get all these benefits and rewards up to my current level. And then when I level up, I would get 2 rewards almost each time. Okay, so is there more ways to get free cards? Yes, there's ways to get even more free cards, and that is just by playing in ranked matches. Every month is a season, so you get season rewards. So basically, you go up in rank from bronze just by playing once and getting 1 win. You'll be guaranteed a pack. Okay, and as you go up, you get maybe more gold, another pack, and so unless you're really grinding, it's going to be hard to get the diamond and mythic. But basically, I'm a moderate player, and I can get the platinum with enough play. Basically, what happens is, as you can see here, there's 4 tiers within each level, and every win brings you 2 points within a level. And as you can see right here underneath, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 levels within each tier. For every win, you get 2 levels. And it doesn't go down with a loss until you get the gold. Then it goes down 1. But once you reach a tier, you never go down a tier. Okay, you never get knocked down, so you don't have to worry and be, worry that you're at the platinum tier 4 at the end of the month, and if you play and lose, you'll go down to gold. You don't have to worry about that. But yeah, there's 4 tiers within a tier, and you don't even go down that either. So once you reach tier 1, you don't have to worry about going down to tier 2 and none of that. Okay. Another one is, of course, the limited rank. There's two types of ranked. There's this just the regular gameplay, which is for free, and then you have the limited ones, which is more of your booster draft. So if you play in at least one booster draft, you're going to be and win at least one game, you'll be guaranteed a bronze reward just like before. Now this one's a little different because you got to play a lot more booster drafts to actually get the rewards up here, and that costs a little bit more money. Okay, so let's get into what tournaments are all about right now. All right, so I almost forgot about 2 more ways you get free packs. When you go to the events, you want to go to Jump In. You go to Jump In, and they give you these 5 tokens where you can actually make 5 pre-constructed decks. You pick 2 colors, they put them together, and you get all the cards from it. There's a couple of rares in there, I do believe, but I mean, there's definitely, to start you off, a lot of commons and uncommons, just like blam, there you go. And then they have the color challenge, which is basically you play 5 colors 5 times against the computer, and you get free packs and decks just by completing a level, completing 5 games. So that's there, and then we can go into the event formats, and there's a lot of them here. But one of the ones you really want to look for are the ranked events, because again, you want to get these are the ones you pay for with gems. Okay, you're paying money, so you would really like to. If you want to play the other ones, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But these ones you really want to start with because they're ranked, and you can be guaranteed that you get your free packs at the end of the month. You get your quick drafts, which is just a regular draft. If you don't know the format, basically you crack open a booster, and it's going to come from 3 boosters here, and they'll crack open the booster. You pick a card from it. Most likely, if you're just starting out collecting, you'll pick the rare no matter what. But by the time the second and third one comes around, if you're an experienced player, you might say, and you're trying to win, you say, oh, okay, I need this deck. I'll forego that mythic rare just to grab this. That's kind of a chancy thing, depending on the mythic rare, mind you. But that's what it is. But then you make your deck and you play the game. And then this one, the quick draft, is a little bit more subdued. You're getting a pack no matter what. By the way, you get all the cards in your library that you pick. So that's another thing. That's actually a nice format if you just wanted to buy cards. Instead of buying cards at 200, you could buy them at 750. 3 decks, instead of buying 3 decks for 600, you buy 3 decks at 750. You're going to guarantee, even if you lose, another pack and 50 gems back, and you get to pick the cards from the draft, okay, as opposed to just getting them willy-nilly, out of the booster packs. But this one's a little bit more subdued. This is all about getting gems. You're going to get 1 pack pretty much no matter what, unless you win like the entire tournament. The premier draft is a little bit more expensive. It's 1,500, but you're also guaranteed 1 pack, and it's also 3 packs there, so you're guaranteed the same thing. But as you win, you might get more packs, and of course more gems as well, depending on how good you are. So a lot of the more pro players will play this. Of course, you could save up and do this with gold as well. Okay, I haven't done it yet because you need 10,000 gold. That's a lot or 5,000. I just buy the packs at that point, But I mean, hey, if you want to do it, you can. Now, I wonder if you can do that with any of these other ones. Some of them, other than the ranked matches, I think you're going to find this. You can't You know, the ranked matches you can pay with gold. All these other ones are like the Alchemy event. Oh, you can do it with gold too. Okay, some of them you can, and then and you get packs of those as well. So a lot of ways to just have a lot of fun, and I would definitely suggest the drafts if you actually want to crack open your wallet rather than just going to the store and buying the packs straight up. Now, funny enough, you can also play this game on your phone or tablet. I probably don't suggest that as much because, you know, the text becomes unreadable. You really have to know the cards, and that might be okay. But there's so many cards in the game, you really want to be able to see it. Now, the good thing about playing on the desktop version is everything's very clear and zoomed in a little bit. So some of you older folks that haven't played in a while, you may not have to worry about not being able to read the cards, because in the physical version, even young people probably have a hard time if they don't have a right light source, because there's so much text on so many of the cards now. It's very much smaller and harder to read. So this is actually quite nice. So basically, what I would definitely say is, you know, for all the love-hate relationship I've had with Magic the Gathering and Wizards of the Coast over the years, this is a move in a really nice direction. I think it's going to benefit everybody to at least try it out for, you know, a few weeks to a month, or maybe you'll play for a longer time. But it's definitely affordable, and you might as well give it a go. Thanks a lot, everybody. I'll see you next video.